tired, wanna let loose. I was dreaming of bigger things. And
welcome to the latest edition of Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. Tim Wood, Bill Bryant. We're getting right into the guest tonight because, you know, he's BMOC. He's big man on campus. He's got a lot of things going on. Got places he's got to be. We're thrilled he fit us in. Methuen High School Athletic Director Matt Curran. We kid because we care. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Looking dapper as always. Now, since the last time you were here,
yeah,
there's something new about your physical appearance.
That's right, yeah. I put on about 20 pounds. And,
no, that's not what I was talking about. That's me. That's me. You.
Yeah, went with the, just the clean cut.
I got to tell you, I know you've heard it. It's all right.
Yeah, it's not bad. I
Yeah.
mean, I think everyone's like, oh, nice job. So I think what I had up top before was obviously a sign that
Own it.
wasn't looking too good. Own it, yeah.
And you know what? You look like you look like a tough guy.
Yeah, some days I try.
You know, a little
yeah,
tougher
yeah.
than before, actually. I mean, you always look like a tough guy. Speaking of tough guy, here's
Throw the beard out there, and then no one talks to you.
the fantasy football assassin, Bill Bryant.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
Well, you know, listen, I got to own it. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I am leading in our division in the Loop Weekly Fantasy Football League.
More time in first place, is that what you're saying? More games in first place?
What does it matter? It doesn't really matter until the playoffs.
It's so cold.
Yeah. What is that from? That's from
Dan Duquette.
Yeah. Oh
Red Sox.
gosh. Oh.
What days in first place?
Wow.
At the end of the day, it was heads up, and I kicked your butt.
Heads up. I led the entire weekend. Bill made a run with the 4 o'clock games.
No communication, though. I was
not communicating. I wasn't throwing shade because a lot can happen. Earlier this season, for the first time ever, I won a fantasy matchup on a Monday Night Football game. I'm probably like 1-48, and now I'm 1-49 because Saquon Barkley could not deliver 21 points, which he'd never scored below 21 points. But Pat Shermer decided, tonight's not the night to use your star player, so we'll give him the night off. Oh, well. Back to Matt. How are you doing in your fantasy?
Not good.
No,
not good. No.
Any hope?
Bad draft or injuries?
AJ Green is hurt, so yeah. The league, I'm in a couple leagues, and there's a dynasty league, and it just hasn't worked out. I mean, I won a couple years ago, but you know, veterans aren't doing it. And, the other one I'm in, just
You didn't restock.
It's hard when you win, you know, because then your draft picks are late and that, but it's fun. It's a lot of college guys and friends, and you know, it keeps us close and connected. So obviously you want to win and have the bragging rights, but hey, you know, can't win them all.
One of these days we'll do a full show on fantasy football. Tonight's not the night. Mr. Curran is here to discuss
The fall.
Yeah.
The another great fall for Ranger Nation sports, or I guess the Methuen High School Athletic Department sports now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Low blow. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
He just look at he just stared.
Yeah, no.
When you get the smile and the icy eyes, I mean, I've learned it's not good.
That's the old basketball coach.
It's not good. It's like, back to you, Bob. So, great fall. A great day today. We mentioned it earlier, but I think last week, but huge congrats to Eric Salvo. Signed his national letter of intent to run cross country.
Yeah,
Track.
hybrid track. Yeah, track cross country.
For Merrimack College. The third, now Kevin Alliette, third D1 runner. Now, in the past 2 years, Jacob St. Ange at Quinnipiac, Sam Cook at Boston University, now Eric at Merrimack.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Pretty big.
Yeah, it is.
People think, oh, it's Merrimack. It's right up the road.
Yeah.
That's legit.
No, it's
D1 competition.
It is. I think you'll see down the road, too, once they kind of get their feet wet in Division One. With the coaches they have in place, that at least that I know of, and what we follow, they're definitely trending in the right direction.
So you've got the the Ranger Fall Athletic Sports Awards coming up on Tuesday.
Monday, November 19th, 6:30. Families, athletes are invited.
Yes, Monday the 19th.
Yeah, Monday, November 19th, 6:30 in the Arthur Nicholson III Auditorium.
Now,
Awesome.
Talk a little bit. What is that? Like, what happens?
So, the all athletes are invited, freshman, JV, varsity. The coaches attend. The coaches give out some awards to the varsity players, but the freshman and JV players get their certificate. It's kind of a wrap-up with their coaches, kind of way to end the fall. And then, it's just a good way to recognize the kids from all of our varsity programs and our unified athletic program and our chair team. And it's a nice way to wrap up the season. So Monday night, families, all athletes are invited to attend. 6:30, and usually we try to get in there by 6:30, and we're out hopefully by 8 o'clock. 7:30.
And parents are welcomed and invited and encouraged to
definitely,
go.
Yeah. We love to. The more, the merrier. I think it's a busy time of year, but anytime you can get parents in the building and supporting their kids, whether they the MVP or just getting a certificate for being part of the freshman team, it's always great to have families in there. And I feel like it's a lot of our families know each other just through the youth leagues in the city, and it's nice when they come together and support the kids.
And I feel like I'm a pretty active part of the community and the campus. And last year is when I found out about Unified. And you're all over social media, and you put everything out there. And there's still little nuggets that you kind of miss and whatnot. And I definitely encourage parents to go, because I think the coaches all put on a great show as far as talking about the accomplishments of the players. It's really kind of something we try to do here.
Absolutely.
But it's done by the coaches and in front of all the players. And it's definitely a night you don't want to miss, because you're not sure if you should go or not.
No, definitely.
Some great things happening both to current and alumni of Ranger Nation. Want to mention Hannah McKenna. We had her in here last year in the spring premier season. She is now swimming. Where's she swimming?
She is at Westfield State.
Westfield State, thank you. Little East Conference Athlete of the Week. Phenomenal job so far from Hannah. We knew it.
And playing lacrosse too.
Yeah.
So
she's
two
gonna do both.
sport.
Yeah. I feel like every time you guys have someone on, something big happens. So I don't know what's gonna happen to me, but hey, you never know. But I feel like Connor was in last week, and he kind of carried us in the football game, and Xavier was in. And he would first place of all juniors, and it just seems like when someone's in.
All right, maybe breaking, and don't get mad at me for this, co-principal Curran.
What's that?
Maybe co-principal Curran.
No, thank you. I see his email list. I see his calls. I'm all set. I don't know how he does it. He's probably still sitting at his desk. So I'm all set with that. But
that's Rich Barden.
Yeah.
Yep.
Between him and Delano, the two white whales that we've taken on.
Yep.
But he is everywhere. He was at the cheering competition. He's at all the home games, and he's a family.
No, he's got a family. He's running a school. He was Rich was at the cheerleading event on Sunday.
Yep.
And that's I see him at athletic events, but he's also at pancake breakfasts, plays. Band competitions,
Right.
He'll be there tomorrow night with Alice in Wonderland.
He was at the Veterans Day parade, and then he went to the cheer. I mean, it's just he's everywhere. It's we're fortunate to have people like Rich and Al in our schools.
Another magic touch, former Ranger Dante Rivera, also on the show, dropped 23 to lead his team in his first college game at Plymouth State.
Yeah, he had 28 last night.
28 last night?
Yeah, I guess he's just playing lights out.
How crazy is that for a freshman in college?
Yeah, I mean I'm not surprised. I think the way Anthony talks about him and kind of what he did in the tournament last year. I think he was a year-round kid who loved basketball, and in this case it worked out for him. And he can shoot the ball. He doesn't turn it over. He's steady on the court with his demeanor. But I mean, to have a freshman right away average 20-something points a game is impressive.
No, that is.
What were the biggest thrills for you just in terms of this fall? I mean, football's got to be up there, I would imagine, just considering what the conventional wisdom said was going to happen and how things have played out. Again, we don't want to get cocky here because I feel like we were in this spot last year, right around this time.
Oh, yeah.
And I went to the Zani Nicholson Awards dinner, and there was an error. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it on the chill. But they're 7-3.
They are, and I think talking to Tom throughout the year, I think expectations were that we would be young, kind of unknown, and last year I think expectations were higher. And, but again, I think, you had the captains on the show, yep. and Aaron Sirth is like, people are doubting us and don't doubt us because we're going to do it. And they went out and did it. They did it. And, they're in the same identical place they were last year. And to lose 30 seniors and 19 starters or whatever it was. And I just feel like this group of kids just, not much phases them. No. They go down, they come right back. They go up and they battle.
I mean, that was the thing. It wasn't just like the record. It's the way they won. It's the way they came back from adversity time and time again. Mm-hmm. It was just a fun team to watch because you knew you could see it. You can see it with teams.
Yeah,
chemistry
definitely
means a lot. You can see when the players are out there having each other's back on every play, and you see it with this team. I mean, he didn't know what he had with this.
No,
he didn't. He had a lot of positions where he didn't know what he had. I mean, you got it as much as you think you can see on 7-on-7s. You got to see how they react to game time conditions, and I mean, their quarterback. Pretty good showing.
Yeah, he's a leader. You know what I mean? He's just a true leader, and
I feel sometimes I gotta just ask Bill to put the earmuffs on so we can brag on his kid and just get him out of frame. So it doesn't,
Here's the piece, though. We started this thing last year. I was in the same boat as everybody else.
Yeah. You don't know. Yeah.
I knew he was a tough kid. I knew he liked to work hard, but. It is what it is. So
yeah, no, I mean, I think just being at all the football games and having people say, "Oh, wow, your quarterback's good. Is he a senior?" I said, "No, he's a junior."
Jeez.
And that kid, he Kareem and Ricky and Zach Bergeron and those guys, Anthony Romano. I mean, these kids are just
Ferrulo.
Yeah, I mean, but those are kids that in the wintertime, in the spring, I saw her in the weight room. I saw working out. They bought in and it paid off. And unfortunately, the kids that. Go missing for 8 months and come back. It's just it doesn't happen for most of those kids. But I mean, the kids that are succeeding at the high school are doing it. In the classroom, in the community, they're putting the time in. And I think when you look at our field hockey team, the same can be said. I mean, expectations were not probably like what Tom felt, but I think Kristen Swales wasn't sure what she would have because they are such a young team. We're definitely going to miss some veteran leadership in the seniors we're losing, but, Claudia Crow, league MVP, 20-something goals. I mean, she's just lights out. Another person I think you had on here, right?
Yep.
Junior, yep.
In swim, I think the highlights, if you ask me, from like a competitive standpoint, swimming and field hockey winning the NBC, football winning 7 games. I mean,
cheerleading.
Yeah, cheerleading. I mean, Mike Hamill. I think hiring Mike and then, in August doing the 5K for the St. Ange family, taking the corner and just hearing the cheerleaders cheering like that, not knowing they were going to be there. We talked about doing something for the community, and he just went out and did it, and the girls kind of and boys took the lead on that, and I think that's what it's about. I mean, I could sit here and probably name every community project, every community service project that our teams have done, and that's kind of the success, but. I think those are the things that stand out for me in the fall.
Awesome. Let's take a quick break. We will talk more to the athletic director of Methuen High School, Matt Curran, right after the break here on, what are we doing? Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now.
Off from my city, off from my home.
All right, a big shout out to the folks over at AFC Urgent Care. They've been big supporters of us since the beginning as the title sponsor of Ranger Nation Radio, and we are big fans of theirs. AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. You'll never need an appointment. Got that persistent cough and cold, that cut that needs a few stitches, or need a sports physical and don't want to wait weeks to get into your primary doctor? AFC's streamlined approach helps you be seen quickly and feel better fast. In Methuen, in the Merrimack Street Medical Professionals Building, 380R Merrimack Street. In North Andover as well, in the Burton Grill Plaza. 8 to 8 Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 Saturday and Sunday. Go to afcurgentcare.com for more details. I love talking about my man Val Davila. It's a dream to own your own business, and Val and Susan Davila made that a reality in February 2013. They started with just 2 insurance carriers, but now Right in Place Insurance for Progressive, Safeco, Pilgrim, Plymouth Rock, and Mapfre, just to name a few. Need auto insurance, renters, commercial, or home? Davila and DeFusco prides itself in having lifelong roots in the Merrimack Valley. Put their experience to work for you. Visit them at 225 Broadway or call 978-241-7950 for a free quote, or visit them online at daviladefusco.com.
Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact institution for details.
Tickets, popcorn, and sodas. That'll be $35. Cash or debit?
Debit! I mean, I'd like to use my debit card, please. Can I do it?
Okay.
All right. Swiping now.
What if paying with your debit card was always this exciting? Kasasa Cashback is a free checking account that pays you for everyday debit card purchases every month you qualify. Plus, with ATM withdrawal fee refunds nationwide, that's a lot of extra cash to spend on whatever you like.
Ask for Kasasa at the Savings Bank. Visit tsbawake24.com. Member FDIC, member DIF.
Back here on Ranger Nation Radio, Tim Wood with a big frog in my throat. Bill Bryant.
Not with a big frog?
Nope. Matt Curran, how are you?
I'm good.
Still with us.
Yeah.
Can I go back to the coif for a second, though?
Yeah.
When did you do this, Matt?
When did I do what?
When did you get a cut? When did you cut?
August.
Okay, so this is your first winter. This is probably your first taste of real cold tonight.
Yeah.
How's it feeling?
It's all right.
Yeah?
I like it.
Okay.
Low maintenance.
Yeah.
Definitely easier. Yeah, for sure.
I love, I'm much happier when my hair's short, low maintenance. And yeah. I've gone bald a couple times for St. Baldrick's, and it does not work for me.
I've done it a few times. You know, I think when I was like 30 and 35, so it was just time, you know?
Yeah.
This time of year would scare me, though, being out in this cold.
I'm just trying, you're holding on. I'm trying to, I'm looking,
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Don't even think about this side over here. It's not happening.
No,
that would look horrible.
Not with that mane. You want to keep that mane.
Oh, yeah.
That mane, yeah.
The mane, the beard. So Matt, just in terms of the quality of the student athletes that Methuen keeps putting out, can you speak a little bit to that and just the standards that you guys hold these kids to and how they just keep coming through in amazing fashion?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I took over, that was one of the priorities is kind of getting our kids out there and involved in community service, and I feel like now it's, most coaches know what to expect and they kind of lead by example. But when you look at the programs that we offer, we have a game change program that's partnering with the Attorney General, Maura Healey, and the Patriots. We brought some kids down at Gillette, and we just had our first last couple weeks ago. The kids trained some of the freshmen, and to see some of the student leaders in there lead that, but then have the freshmen say, "Oh my God, that was awesome!" It was just, it's those type of programs and those type of kids. Tom Ryan today, I met with Tom, and he had every kid on a sheet with every grade. And he's, we got 10 kids with a 4.0. We have 20 kids with a 3.5 or higher. We have, 40 kids that range from 2.7 to 3.5. And he looks at the kids that struggle, and he puts them on an intervention, and he's like, you need to stay for help, and you'll come to practice when your work's caught up. And I mean, those are things that people don't see. Mm-hmm. They see Tom Ryan on the sidelines Friday night, and they don't see what he does, year round. And all of our coaches are doing that. I mean, for me, I kind of have the easy job now. I just, send it out to the coaches and say, we have these programs, we want the kids to do this, and they take the lead. And now it's getting to a point where we have student leaders coming to me and saying, can we do this? Can we do that? The field hockey team doing a sock drive for our veterans. That was Lily Zins, who just kind of led that. And, it's, I mean, I don't know. They just continue to amaze me, really, to be honest with you.
Do you find that there's, as each year goes, there's more competition, not to necessarily outdo each other as coaches, but to make sure that they're kind of keeping up with the Joneses and making sure that geez, this coach is doing this. That's impressive. Not that I want to outdo them,
right,
but I want to make sure that I'm held. I'm holding our kids to the.
No, I think that's a great question. I think a lot of the coaches have their own project that they take on each year. Our boys and girls basketball team will be helping out at the Waldy this weekend, and that's kind of their thing. And they're a lot of those kids are gonna work 10 to 15 hours all weekend and give back to the Waldy tournament because
that's at the high school.
It's at all the gyms. I mean, our gyms tomorrow night through Sunday are going to be jamming with that, and our kids are helping out. And I mean, MYBA is great to us, and it's good for them to give back. So that's kind of their thing. But I hope coaches sit back sometimes and say, "Wow, like that's a great project. What can I do to impact the community?" And I don't do it as like you have to do this and to put something more on their plate. But it's getting to a point now where we want the students to kind of run with it. And if the coaches can be kind of just part of it, great. But we don't. We kind of want our students to take the lead on that. Our captains and student leaders. So, I mean, I think it's great. The feedback we get from that is just outstanding, and it's something that I'll continue as long as I'm here.
As great as the swim and dive team was this year in winning the MVC, I was just as impressed with the quilts that they did for
Tufts Medical, the children's, I mean, and that's Jason Smith is just I didn't know he was doing that, and they just did it and they put it on Twitter, and that's how I kind of realized it, and I mean that's what they're doing. I mean it's projects like that you kind of sit back and say, wow, that's meaningful. It's authentic. It's the kids are giving their time, and I hope, when these kids are older, they'll look back and be like, wow, I mean, high school was great. We won some games, and but I made a difference in the lives of kids or the community or the school or somebody. So it's just, I mean, I think that's the fun part of this job is seeing those types of projects and programs.
What's the transition like now in terms of you got the awards, and then when do the winter sports start up?
So we have our awards night on Monday night, and then tryouts are the Monday after Thanksgiving for all but gymnastics. Gymnastics will kick off on Tuesday. Tryouts, typically last 2 or 3 days depending on the program.
And what are the winter sports, just in case you got parents and kids out there that are still kind of trying to find something?
Yeah, so we have track. Track's a no-cut sport. If you want to do track, you can do track. We have boys and girls hockey, wrestling, boys and girls basketball, gymnastics, and cheer. On Monday, December 3rd, we have Winter Athletic Info Night. We're having a guest speaker come in. We partnered with the SAD group, Dean Bruder, Jeff Osgood, myself, Jackie Rubino. We're bringing in Eric Daddario just to give a 20-minute talk. He's been through a lot. He's got a hockey background, and typically we do these in the fall, but I felt like it'd be nice to kind of change it up and hit the winter parents and kids. So that's going to be on Monday, December 3rd at 6 o'clock. And then after that, we're kind of rolling with games. Basketball's typically Tuesday, Friday. Wrestling's typically Wednesday, Saturday. Hockey's Wednesday, Saturday. So, I met with some of the coaches already, and they're beating down the door to get ready. So it's awesome to see the enthusiasm from them.
So when do the first games start?
The first games will start, I believe the first game is girls basketball's at Somerville on December 11th, and then we have hockey kicking off that Wednesday, and then I think we're after that we're moving pretty good. We're rolling pretty much nonstop till hopefully the Boston Garden with the girls hockey team again. Yeah, I mean that'd be a nice way to end it.
Right?
Yeah.
Where's the Commonwealth Classic this year?
The boys will be playing at North Andover, and the girls aren't in it, but it'll be at.
We didn't sneak that out again.
It'll be no. I mean, hey, we'll host anything, anytime. I keep telling people it don't matter. We'll host. I mean, we hosted volleyball, and Matt Toomey, he was great hosting that, and Dave LaCroix was there. Matt brought in 4 girls to help with the event. We had cheer on Sunday. It was there had to be 3,000-4,000 people there when you factor in the cheerleaders, and again, Mike Hamill, the cheer family, the boosters. It was unbelievable how smooth that went. And again, that's Mike Hamill being there Saturday, setting up, coordinating that with the state and the kids, and
and people don't realize the cheerleaders. didn't go on till what, 1 o'clock for Methuen?
Yeah.
And they were there the day before, and then that morning up 8 o'clock had to be there working, getting things set, and then hanging around for the day where other teams show up an hour before Methuen because they're hosting. Hey, you got to be there and take care of business.
Yeah, it was.
Doesn't hurt to host it and then have them come out and win it.
No, I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, Tom Ryan's like, those are like our most athletic kids in the school. When you factor in the flips and the backhand springs, or I don't know my chair terms too well, but I know.
I don't either. I don't either, and I get in trouble all the time for it.
Tumbling and stunting.
He was kind of rocking it when we had the cheer team in.
He's a cheer dad for sure.
I faked it till I made it.
But I mean, it's true. It's the athleticism that goes into what they do and the precision that needs to happen and the teamwork that needs to happen. It's second to none.
No, it's and they have to do it together in unison, and there's a method behind the scoring. But all I know is every time they hit the mat, it's impressive what we're putting out there.
What can you offer as inspiration? Let's just say to a
junior not playing basketball.
But I mean, so I'm coaching 3rd and 4th grade basketball now, and I think to myself, we practiced in the gym in the field house last night, and I'm just looking around at these kids wide-eyed, like, what it didn't, I'm in there all the time, so it didn't occur to but I'm like looking at them, and it's like awesome because, it's like, oh, I'm in the field house, I'm playing in the field house. What can you tell them just in terms of the path that these young kids need to be on, what they need to do to be rockin' Ranger Nation for Methuen High School someday?
I mean, obviously, the grades have to happen. I mean, when you come to high school, if you don't have the grades, you can't play. I mean, that's obviously, priority number one. Obviously we want to have good people in our programs, but I think just the work ethic. I mean, if you come to Methuen High, I think you'll notice that you have an opportunity to play right away. I mean, this fall we saw our girls soccer team was very young, but a lot of those freshmen came right up and they played right away. And if they went to another school, then they might not have that opportunity. And I think you look at someone like Dante Rivera who came here and. Freshman year he was on JV, and I remember his sophomore year he struggled a little bit early, and he didn't play defense. And Anthony said, "All right, you're gonna play JV tonight," and he went, deer in headlights, like, "Oh my God," and he started playing some defense pretty quick, and the rest is history. But I mean, it's I think you hear stories like that. You look at a kid like Dante who came here and his size and stature, but he's already off to a good start at his college career, and those are the stories you want to hear about. I mean, if I think the more kids that come to Methuen High, the more competitive we'll be. But, I think from a community standpoint, it's obviously going to impact everybody.
Matt, I'm aware of 5 years ago, 10 years ago, but just not as in depth as I am now. I'm definitely seeing a different trend as far as the CrossFit, the extra workouts, the gym usage, the additional gym that just went in. Talk a little bit about that, because for me, I didn't hear about it much. I didn't see it much, so I could be wrong, but it just seems like that's something that you've also brought in, just the opportunity for more kids working out and being healthier and more in shape. So just...
Yeah, I mean, and again, I don't want to leave anybody out, but I think when you start looking at the programs that I've kind of either seen or observed or witnessed or have had conversations about off-season workouts, football, obviously, wrestling. Bill James is in the weight room twice a week, during the season. Soccer all summer was on the lower turf. Our girls hockey and boys hockey program, thanks to the boosters in the MAIC, we added some fitness equipment in another room. So they'll be utilizing that. But, our girls this summer on a day when it was 102 were in the field house with a personal trainer working out in July. And they had 13 girls there, and you wonder why they have success. You wonder why our football team had success. And, our girls basketball team this winter, I think, is going to open a lot of eyes. And, Dave Garibaldi has them working out, at a private workout center, on their own, doing it, but again, he's supporting that. Doug Ryan, our assistant basketball coach, is in the weight room with anyone that wants to be there. Mike Wynn, our track coach, is in the weight room every day. Matt Toomey had the volleyball girls, 20 of them down the street here. It's just, it's you know, I think it's the culture, you know, and again, it starts with the coaches. I mean, we can all have conversations, you know, hey, it'd be nice to do community service. You know, nice to see the kids working out. You know, GPA should be tracked. You know, intervention should be in place. But, you know, it's the coaches who are doing it all. And you know, obviously, like we said, I mean, you can tell the difference for sure. I mean, when I coached the Monday after Thanksgiving, you know the kids that were getting up shots, and whether they played football or didn't, you know, it didn't matter. But you know the kids that were ready and the kids who weren't. And I think that's the culture we want. You know, that you just work hard and you're good kids and you just give back.
Can't say it any better than that. I mean, and listen, it's the overall student athlete is impressive. What you guys have done with programs like the United Hoops, the United Sports programs, is impressive. Just congratulations, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, and obviously you two have been huge supporters of the high school and the athletic program, and you know, I just feel like, you know, more and more people are supporting our kids, and it's just great to see. So we're looking forward to the winter, and obviously we got a few things left this fall. So
so kind of a big game coming up next week.
Yep.
You want to just put a plug out there about, you know,
I mean,
alumni
I mean, Thanksgiving. So tickets, if people want to pre-buy tickets, they'll be on sale starting tomorrow in the main office. $7 for adults, $5 for students. Obviously, if you have this season pass, we'll accept those on Thursday. But Thanksgiving football in Massachusetts, you know, people say it's not what it used to be, but when you have a rivalry going with Drake at 56 years, you know, it obviously means something. And you know, I think we're playing for that 8-win season, which we haven't had in a long time, and Drake is playing, you know, to finish the season strong as they, you know, had obviously a nice year. It seems like it's going to be a competitive game, but you know, it's great to see the people come back, you know, of all ages, from Bob Gilbert, who's, you know, class of 54, and, you know, to the kids who graduated last year and everyone in between. So 10 o'clock, Nicholson Stadium, Methuen Drake at Thanksgiving football. There's nothing better than that.
And it looks like the weather's going to cooperate, other than being a little chilly. We're hoping.
Getting the snow out of the way this week.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Thanks.
It's
good, I guess.
But yeah, it's good. And then we got some swimmers at Harvard on Sunday, and our cheerleaders are going for state championship Sunday. So other than that, we're fall's wrapping up, but we're in good shape for the winter.
It never stops. It never stops. You want to give a plug out for the toy drive?
Yeah. So Debbie's Treasure Chest in Lawrence, and our kids at Methuen High do a toy drive. We ask that every kid, family, anybody in the community that wants to help out, just come by the athletic office, grab a snowball. Written on that is a toy. You go buy the toy, you bring it in, and we'll make sure it gets to Debbie's Treasure Chest in Lawrence, and from there they make sure it goes to a child in need. So last year we brought 200 toys over there, and the challenge is to do it again, or if not more. So you know, that will end December 7th. So from now until December 7th, if you can bring a toy in, that'd be great.
Awesome. Methuen High School Athletic Director Matt Curran, thank you, as always, really, for everything you do. Thanks for coming in. You gave us, I hope we're not getting in trouble by keeping you a little longer, but really appreciate the time, as always, and it's great having you in here. Great talking about all this is what we love.
Yep, definitely.
We're loving doing the show, but we're really it comes back to all the work that's being put in behind the scenes by yourself, by the coaches, by Al Delano, by everybody, by this guy, the boosters, all the parents that work all these events. Just
and you know
amazing.
One more shout out to, you know, Matt. When I started a few years ago, a lot of little hiccups and things. The custodial staff and the people at the stadium are also the city workers from DPW are always constantly helping. I think that energy of, you know what, just do it for the kids and do the right thing is definitely across the board, because, you know, every time I'm lugging stuff in, you know, people that in the past may have not known to help or what their role is, or just jumping in and grabbing stuff and moving furniture. And I think that's going to continue to be catchy, and more people are going to just continue to help out and improve what we're doing.
For sure.
Awesome.
Sure. All right, guys.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We're gonna talk a little bit more about the upcoming football game. We'll do that after the break here on Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now.
While
Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact institution for details.
Tickets, popcorn, and sodas. That'll be $35. Cash or debit?
Debit! I mean, I'd like to use my debit card, please. Can I do it?
Okay.
All right. Swiping now.
What if paying with your debit card was always this exciting? Kasasa Cashback is a free checking account that pays you for everyday debit card purchases every month you qualify. Plus, with ATM withdrawal fee refunds nationwide, that's a lot of extra cash to spend on whatever you like.
Ask for Kasasa at the Savings Bank. Visit tsbawake24.com. Member FDIC, member DIF.
All right, a big shout out to the folks over at AFC Urgent Care. They've been big supporters of us since the beginning as the title sponsor of Ranger Nation Radio, and we are big fans of theirs. AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. You'll never need an appointment. Got that persistent cough and cold, that cut that needs a few stitches, or need a sports physical and don't want to wait weeks to get into your primary doctor? AFC's streamlined approach helps you be seen quickly and feel better fast. In Methuen, in the Merrimack Street Medical Professionals Building, 380R Merrimack Street. In North Andover as well, in the Burton Grill Plaza. 8 to 8 Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 Saturday and Sunday. Go to afcurgentcare.com for more details. I love talking about my man Val Davila. It's a dream to own your own business, and Val and Susan Davila made that a reality in February 2013. They started with just 2 insurance carriers, but now Right in Place Insurance for Progressive, Safeco, Pilgrim, Plymouth Rock, and Mapfre, just to name a few. Need auto insurance, renters, commercial, or home? Davila and DeFusco prides itself in having lifelong roots in the Merrimack Valley. Put their experience to work for you. Visit them at 225 Broadway or call 978-241-7950 for a free quote, or visit them online at daviladefusco.com.
I got this feeling.
Back here on Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care, the right care right now. I want to give some love to some sponsors. All right, you gotta get tickets. It's coming up December 1st, 8 p.m. Arthur Nicholson Auditorium at Methuen High School. It is the Edwards twins. Two brothers, 100 stars, just amazing impersonators. A great fundraiser for the Methuen Ranger Marching Band. Went to see the show last fall. Amazing show. Our family, it was just one of the best nights out we had all last year. And we're definitely getting to the holiday version of the show, which will be December 1st, 8 p.m. Spot-on impersonations of all your favorite singers, from Ray Charles to Elton John to Billy Joel to Lady Gaga, Cher, Bette Midler. I mean, you never know who they're gonna pull out. But one thing I can guarantee you is they do it so spot on. They perform in Vegas, and then they have a standing show in Vegas, and then they go all around the country to do these shows. Tickets are $40 and $50 each. Can be purchased through the Fine Arts Department by calling 978-722-6040, extension 2610, or go online to www.edwardstwins.com. Also, huge shout out to the crew at Al's Family Diner, celebrating 25 years as one of Methuen's go-to spots for a great breakfast. It's the go-to Saturday spot or Sunday spot for us as we prep for MVC Gridiron Weekly. The eggs, the omelets, the home fries, all amazing. Take it from us, though, you got to try the cornbread. I had the cornbread. Bill introduced me to the cornbread. Kelly introduced me to the blueberry cornbread that Al makes, and it's amazing. It's odd to see what happens when the crew isn't there. Everybody deserves some downtime. Al, Kelly, and some friends. So Right Way Travel ran a charter to the Nashville game and unfortunately it was a loss, but you could tell everybody had a blast. Other than the final result, yeah.
There's some people
Are they
still there.
For real?
Yeah, I'm afraid
they're not. For the CMA.
I'm afraid they're not coming back.
Yeah, when you go to Nashville, you do have that feeling. It's one of the few U.S. cities where I've had that feeling. Whenever you go to Hawaii or one of the tropical, you're like, I don't know if I'm coming back. Nashville, one of the few non-ocean spots, that I'm like,
Yeah. There are my claw marks on the runway at Nashville.
Really?
Yeah, I love Nashville.
It really is. Yeah. It's a special city. So Alan Kelly were there. It's odd to see what happens to folks when they're not open. Like they're like, and I was like this. I didn't know. I forgot. We were going to meet on Sunday morning and totally forgot. Like. What do I do now?
Where do I go?
Yeah, I went to Country Kitchen, but I mean, but Al's is a tradition. Merrimack Street in Methuen, open 7 days a week, 6:30 to 11:45. They try to close a little early on Patriot home games at 1 o'clock, maybe 15 minutes early. But call them at 978-683-0920. Check them out on Facebook. Huge fans of Al's.
It's one of those things that obviously they have great food. They've had a long-standing reputation. They don't really need to advertise.
No.
They don't really need to take a look at this show and reach out to us and say, hey, we love what you're doing. We want to sponsor you. And to me, that's the piece that is separating some of these businesses that are giving back to the community and recognize things that are truly what's benefiting and supporting Ranger Nation. So
I mean, we will promote the heck out of you if you're a new business. But yeah, it does amaze me, and it sets the standard to me. In when we're talking to potential sponsors, when you have these businesses like Al's, like Bada Bing, that don't really need to advertise. They've got a following. I mean, say the same for Jennifer Canan for the Savings Bank, our other sponsors. I mean, it's all they're supporting the community. It means the world to us. I can tell you. It means the world to the kids that come in here every week and the families that are able to participate in this show.
But let's be honest. Advertisement today is multiple things. Someone can go on social media and rip you apart, and your reputation hurts immediately. For me, I have a big mouth and I talk all the time, and people think I still work for people think I work for the high school or I'm a coach, and I'm not. I don't work for the Methuen Public Schools. I'm not a coach. I just I want to be around my kids and Ranger Nation and the school. But I get asked all the time, and I constantly talk about the places that support what we're doing and the places that support SAD and this band and that group. And to me, that's the word of mouth that is going to continue to help these businesses draw more and more attention, because the kids know, and the kids go to the places that they know are supporting.
I mean, the karma in it comes around. I hate to say that, but like I don't have anybody on any of the shows or in the paper. I don't want to put my name attached to any business that I don't like or that I don't respect or support or impressed with, love the food, whatever it may be. And it just so happens that all those same businesses that come around on the community support, they also happen to be the best businesses around.
Absolutely.
And there's a reason.
Hey, quick plug out here. On Wednesday the 21st, Methuen High alumni is having a race at the Ranger Road meet at the field by the tennis courts, all for Methuen High grads. Contact Tim Vermette at tim.65@verizon.net. It's just another alumni event.
And so I was seeing on Twitter that Mike McDonald, alumni runner. I'll pull it up on Twitter, but Mike can't make it this year, and he's won the race a bunch. So all
right, so I know Mike McDonald, who's not a huge runner.
No.
Who won the trivia, and I would be surprised if Mike. No disrespect, Mike, but you're a big guy, not necessarily what I would consider a cross-country runner. So we might be crossing up Mike McDonald's.
I will pull it up on Twitter while we talk about some other stuff. But yeah, there was just some talk on Twitter about how it's going to be a little bit more open field this year. So just a great event in and of itself, though. Oh yeah, okay. So Michael O'Donnell. Yeah. He's won 4 of the 5 last races, but now the field is wide open. Hopefully, Kevin Alliette pulls up lame the week before, maybe.
I don't know,
keep another ringer out of it.
That guy never stops.
He doesn't, does he? He's and again, as we say, congratulations to Coach Alliette. That's getting kids into Division I programs. It's a huge feat. He's done it 3 times in the last 2 years. There's a reason. It's a quality program, quality coach. Say that fast 10 times. Quality coach.
That's all you.
Congrats to Kwang Vu. He won the 100 backstroke at the 2018 MIAA North Sectionals. Great win. Again, we talk about the swim program. Just amazing things happening with that program under Coach Jason Smith. We talked about field hockey. Piper. So we talked about Claudia Croce. She was named MVP of the MVC after a 20-plus goal season. Piper Hugas named first team all-conference.
I shan't lie.
Shan't lie, yes.
The line of Ranger Nation Radio in the fall.
Absolutely. And Lily Zins was in here as well, and Izzy Putnam, both named to the second team all conference. So great job from the head coach Kristen Swales, named MVC Coach of the Year. Not a shocker. I mean, you never know how these votes are going to come down.
Red Sox,
Alex. I'm sorry.
Let's finish.
I'm going to try to stay on it. I just don't get it.
Blasphemy.
It is.
First year you set the record for most wins and win the World Series.
There's this bias towards Boston coaches, towards big market. And listen, I get it. I get the narrative. Small market, small payroll, 97 wins, Moneyball, whatever. Good job. But you know what? 108 wins, World Series champions with the mess that he inherited. All due respect, I mean, and I hate saying that because whenever you say all due respect, or whenever you say there's a couple others, but it's always something negative coming afterwards. There's never due respect. Anyway, let's see. Corey Rizzo, Bellacchini. Girls soccer second team all conference MVC. Congratulations to them. Bella, Corey was amazing in goal, and Bella was the top goal scorer league wide this year. So congrats there. Congrats to Daniel Pierre Louis, and Eamon Elhout. Yes,
I don't know that one.
For boys soccer first team all conference and second team all conference respectively. Daniel first team, Eamon second team. Congratulations there. A rebuilding year for boys soccer, but a lot of things to build on. And I'll just point back to they never stopped, and they won their first game, their last game, which says the world about where that program's headed.
Yep, I agree. And they're in a division that's no joke. You know, you're playing MVC in itself seems to never be down. There's always 2 or 3 teams that are always just getting deep into the states and doing that. So you have to show up each year ready to go.
And listen, any other year, Tom Ryan would be in the discussion. I mean, listen, close loss to Tewksbury, could be the 8 wins already. Any other year, this team, given what they were facing coming into the year, with the potential to finish with 8 wins, Tom Ryan would be in the Coach of the Year discussion. There's just too much. I think there's too much ahead of him in terms of North Andover, Tewksbury, a lot of. I mean, even Drake, honestly, with Jay Rivers, just a lot of quality. As always, quality competition in the MVC, but. I gotta be impressed. You gotta hand it to the coaching staff. It truly is difficult because I talk to folks out in the community, and they're like, he's sitting right next to you, just sucking up to him every week with his son, but
hey, you know what though, he could have thrown a huge egg this year and had difficulty, and I would have still sat here
and taken it
and ate every single thing. So every time, he had a couple of 4 interception games.
There were a couple tough times to come in on Saturday mornings and do that show.
He had his struggles, and at the end of the day, I didn't not doing this for one kid. I'm not doing this for definitely not doing this for myself. Giving up Wednesday night.
Yeah, exactly.
But you and I had a conversation about a year ago about the Blue Book and the things that we do that people went there on Sunday for 12 hours. Putting in $4,000 worth of sales. It was Lorraine Anthony. It was Lorianne Vermette. It was the Horns. It was Julie and Christina Kerr. All these people that give a ton of time that aren't putting themselves that out there, and that's all this was is a venue to give these kids a lot of juice, and it just so happens right now, Connor's kicking some butt and having a great year. I'm not gonna back down from that.
All I would say most of the folks who say that to me are kidding. Okay.
No. No.
So,
but I struggle though too. I'll have friends
you do.
send me a text, and it's like, oh yeah, a buddy of mine, one of the kids' fathers was like, Bill, embrace it. You know what I mean? Your kid's kicking butt, and it is a little bit of that uncomfortable, You know
what? So you try to get outside the bubble, and the MVC show that we do helps us a lot with that in terms of getting outside the bubble, realizing the full picture of the MVC and around the state. What were you going to say?
No, real cool.
Yeah.
So at the cheering competition and behind the concession stand, trying to stay out of the girls' way that are just know what they're doing, but I don't. I have to get involved and mess things up and do that. No, seriously, I get yelled at constantly, get out of the way, and even though I'm kind of in charge, but no one treats me that way. And a couple kids from Tewksbury come over with the Letterman jackets on, and I say hello, and I had just come from the show, so I have the shirt on, and they say hello. And then two Drake kids come over and introduce themselves and say, hey, we really love the show. It's awesome. We love what you guys are doing. Is this the first year? Because we never heard about it before. And let them know it was the first year. And it was, and I was like, oh, it's kind of weird. They're like, oh, no, we know who Connor is. And it was really positive. And it was like my first, celebrity. No, it was because everyone was giving me crap afterwards. Oh, Bill's the celebrity. No, but it was really cool to have, some high school kids talk about the show and thank us for what we're doing, and very cool.
And I've gone around to the games on, as much as I've tried to go to Methuen games, and Methuen's been on the road, I've tried to go to the other games on Friday nights or Saturdays, and the support that you hear, and the thank yous, and again, this is just the second season of Ranger Nation Radio. Okay, we're going strong. Listen, we're paying the bills. Okay, I think we're okay with Lou. I owe him a check, but I think we're okay.
First thought I had of it,
right? Yeah. But there's always room for more sponsors, and like I said, and
or unique sponsors. Like sponsor some of the kids or some shirts or
absolutely. We will do. I mean, we can just do poll sponsorships. We can do Player of the Week sponsorships, Unsung Hero sponsorships.
What you have to
There's
do
so
next
many different things. An alumni segment,
Next year, helmet stickers.
Ooh, for MVC?
I like that.
Yeah.
No, for how the kids sometimes in college they get a good player that gets some accolades.
Yeah, you talk about MVC.
Methuen High does that too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if you can get them out to the teams and get some kids earning some helmet stickers.
I like that. Yeah, I like.
All right, so real quick though.
Yeah.
The Fox News game of the week, Tewksbury and Duxbury, is on there, and we've kind of adopted Tewksbury.
Oh, they'll win.
Right, they're not.
They're not?
It's 39% to 39%. So Swampscott Situate is doing something funky.
Oh, come on.
So there's a lot of people in Methuen that work for Tewksbury schools.
Absolutely.
So get out on Facebook if you're listening to the show.
And tonight's the night, right?
Tonight's the night.
Yeah.
So right now you got to get in there and vote for Tewksbury, Duxbury.
Get out there, support Ronnie. Ronnie Druid's a Methuen guy, and he's the AD over there. And as we've talked about, I mean, he does. Matt, he's I don't know if he's a Matt Curran clone. I don't know if anybody they broke the mold with Matt, but Ronnie's doing amazing things over in Tewksbury, and
they're kind of our cousin. They're kind of our cousin school.
Oh yeah, with
the
with
kids
the swim
compete
team,
and they have their rivalries, but at the end of the day, we're sharing hockey, girls hockey. We're sharing swimming. Matt and Ronnie do a lot of stuff together to make sure that they're getting the quality. They share. Basically buying new equipment and all that. So
what is Fox25Boston.com or what is it?
Yep. www.Boston25news. high school game of the week. So, go on Twitter, go on Facebook, and it's there.
Boston25news.com. Yeah, or if you go, like you said, you go on Twitter, you shared it.
Tewksbury has not lost the game of the week competition yet, and this is the closest margin right now. It's a dead-on tie at 39%. And it's good for the MVC. It's good to get out there. And Tom Ryan was a coach in Tewksbury. Allward has been a huge supporter of MVC Gridiron and just a good quality place. And just get on there and vote.
That's the other part in terms of just with the MVC show and with the Ranger Nation Radio, the support from the coaches, the support from the athletic directors around the MVC with the Gridiron show. It's just amazing. So we're growing that show. We're constantly thinking of new things to do. So be part of it. We're having a lot of fun here. It's the highlight, I think, collectively of all of our weeks to get these kids in here. By the way, we had the Papa Warner kids in.
Yep.
They won again last weekend.
Right. Yeah,
they're on
game.
a roll.
They're playing Billerica. So they're clashing with the other team that's had kind of equal season as them as far as being undefeated and not having a ton of equal competition. So
that's Sunday.
Sunday at 9:30.
Sunday at 9:30.
Yep.
All right, and then we got a fundraiser on Friday night.
Yes, for the C Team, a comedy show at the Clatter in Lawrence.
Yep.
7 o'clock. Tickets can be bought at the door. Well, you just got your tickets.
Yep.
They'll be at the door waiting for you at the will call window. Just made that up.
They got a will call.
No, they don't.
The bill call.
Yeah, the bill call window. Hey, did you get the pictures I sent you from the from the football game?
Yeah.
The kid getting flipped over.
Oh yeah, phenomenal.
Yes.
Great photographer there.
She was real close.
She's all right, yeah.
So we talked a little bit about the other night. The kid that the punter for Reading, 4th and 1, fourth quarter, kind of a big play. They went for the fake punt and he got met about a yard and a half before the line of scrimmage. Jamie Blaisdell and Liam Gilmore. Just a whole pile of Reading blockers and defense. And
this poor punter kid?
The kid tried to jump over the whole pile.
And he got a very clean but emphatic hello.
But like Gilmore kind of gave up his personal security and safety and health and well-being, and Blaisdell jumped over everybody, and the kid literally did a full-on flip and then a 180 and then landed flat on his back. It was from 75 yards away. You saw it, but Pam just happened to be right on the sideline, right there running at her, and got the picture of the hit, the flip, and then one of the pictures, the kid is literally in the air by himself, 5-6 feet off the ground, ready to hit himself right on the ground.
Was there a collective ooh?
Oh, it was. No,
when he hit the.
No, it was a collision of a lot of people, and then when he landed, it was like, wow, that's gotta hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was a great game. It was pouring rain. It was quite the elements.
It was John Facenda, right? It was everything. John, the voice of NFL films. Everything that football is.
He'll be telling his grandkids about that play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But 20 years from now, he got the first down.
He got the first down. Landed on his feet.
They won the state championship.
And the quarterback threw an interception to lose the game or something.
Of course. One thing I will say, okay, and I got to get the stats from you because I'm in conversation with Matt Feld about this. Matt Feld from Sweet Sports. He was in here with the MVC Gridiron Weekly Show. Go on Sweet Sports. Take a look at their statewide Player of the Year candidates. I will test you honestly. I obviously the teams that are winning state championships, they're gonna have their players in the mix as they should be. But there's also some other kids. Every team can't win the state championship. So there's like 14 candidates. We're gonna make it 15. I'm gonna make it happen because. You just look at the stats, and we've gotten outside the fishbowl, and I feel confident just in terms of what I saw from Connor Bryant this year. As impressed as I was with the football studliness of Jordan Perdomo, Connor had a phenomenal year passing, the accuracy, the long ball, the guts with the rushing. You take a look at the stats that are being thrown out on Sweet Sports, and Mr. Bryant should be in the mix. So Matt, if you're watching this live or on demand, I'm not stopping. So probably no show. Let's just say no show next week because of Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for going into the holiday?
Without question, I get to go home every day to incredible wife and supporter, someone that has my back, through thick and thin, and regardless of who I make happy or who I piss off. Pam's always by my side, in front of me, behind me, pushing me, whatever I need in that moment. And I have 3 kids that, depending on whether I'm saying yes or no to them, I love my family. I have a sister right now that has taken on sisterly duties in epic proportions. Was at the game on Friday night in Reading, in the stands in the pouring cold rain, and then spent all day Sunday at the field house supporting Julia, flinging hot dogs and pretzels and then takes the 2 minutes and 40 seconds and watches the event and then stays afterwards. So family, and then just as corny as it's going to sound, just this community. Yeah. So many good people. I'm trying to stay healthy and out there, and I get a text here and there from different people that I've met or kids' parents that I've coached, and giving me some juice to keep walking. Even there's mornings I don't want to get up, it's freezing cold. So just the family of community, and I have an awesome opportunity that I get to go to work every day at Crest Collaborative, and I have a phenomenal group of people that show up and do some incredible work in some, at times, tough situations, and some kids that have had some real tough things dealt towards them. And I have the best of both worlds. I work with a great family, and I come home to a great one as well.
Absolutely. Lou, how about yourself? We're very thankful for you.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely. That's not a suck-up.
I'm thankful for, in the context of this, I'm thankful for what you guys have done with the 2 high school shows, because it gives you faith back. We see so much about kids who are struggling, kids who have problems, and kids who are just pains in the asses, and all the societal problems, but you guys highlight great kids. I've loved everybody who's come in here. The coaches who come in, you see great people who are working with them, and there's hope. The youth is doing good things, and there are people helping them, and there's hope for the next generation. So I'm happy for you guys bringing that out, because we don't get a lot of it. If you're not in these, I'm out of the high school situation now, so if you're not in it, you don't see it.
A lot of negativity in the world.
Way more good than bad. Yeah. You're 100% right.
There is way more good in the world than bad, but you tend to get focused on the negativity a lot, especially in this climate we're in today's world. And
every kid who's come through here, from the Pop Warner kids all the way up, guys, girls, just great
Incredible.
Kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Tim, right back at you.
Yeah, I'm thankful for this. I really am. I'm there's no lie to say this is the highlight of the week. I mean, between all the negativity you see on social media and being in the media business, listen, I've been in it for almost 3 decades now, and you can get very cynical about the world you live in, society as a whole, and Lou, I couldn't have said it better. It just gives you hope. And listen, I have an amazing support system at home. I have an amazing wife of 22 years, going on 23 years, Debbie, who just believes in everything I do. I've pivoted. I've taken on. I'm somebody who likes to constantly push myself and take on new opportunities, and every step of the way, Debbie has been just the cheerleader, the one who's making it happen right alongside me, and the one who gives up a lot of these nights when I'm out covering things or doing shows or
at Al's Diner.
At Al's Diner, yeah. And
what, you don't bring her cornbread either?
I do. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna get you, Lou. I'm gonna get you. Yeah. But yeah, hugely thankful to my wife and my just 2 boys, Jake and TJ. Listen.
The kids are the best.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Oh my gosh. It really is. It's yeah, I have chased career at times, and you get a little unfocused on what is real in terms of what really matters. I do feel blessed. Everybody's, I've worked for the Yankees. I worked for Bleacher. I've had some big jobs. This is the biggest job I've ever had in terms of starting something locally, and I love it. I feel very blessed to be able to work locally, to be here for my family, but also just to be able to tell the stories of the community, of amazing things going on here every day. So very thankful for that, and thankful to you guys, the viewers, the listeners that keep making these shows happen. Keep watching, keep sharing. Just good stuff.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Any parting thoughts? Any last things going on that we forgot?
Yeah, show up Thursday. As much as the playoffs are over and the teams are either one game away from the Super Bowl, I really, really think that these are two teams that really need this last win as far as a way to top off a hard-fought season. And Drake is a well-coached team that came out last year and wanted to beat a better team, and they did. And that's the one thing about football. Any given Sunday, anything can happen, all those things. And it showed last year. And I'm really rooting for Methuen and the Rangers to show up and kind of take care of some business that they left on the table last year. And I have a feeling it's going to be just an exciting, well-played, well-fought, football game. And the boosters are going to be there. We're going to have egg sandwiches and coffee and hot chocolate and, pretzels and anything else we can think of. And just get out there. And how do you not watch a football game at 10 in the morning on Thanksgiving?
Right.
And just kind of
two evenly matched high-level teams on Thanksgiving morning.
And by the way, you talk about don't be fooled by the records. We'll talk more about this on MVC Gridiron Weekly on Saturday, previewing all the Thanksgiving games. But Drake is 5-5, but they upset. I mean, they beat the #1 team in
they're a solid
the conference, they are a top-notch team.
No records here. This is two
throw the records out the window.
Two MVC really good football teams that are coming out and are gonna, this is gonna be both their Super Bowls because they're both disappointed in how they exited the playoffs. So this. What are you going to sit in bed longer, watch TV? Get up, throw an extra coat on, come down to Nicholson Stadium and watch some football.
And by the way, I mean, listen, if you're looking for an excuse to get out of helping with the turkey, I mean, you can't ask for a better excuse than getting out and supporting.
Tim, I've gotten out of yard work and housework for the past 20 years by volunteering, and this is just another medium. Sorry, Pam, to be able to do that, and it's been a god. I mean, my house is falling apart, but at the end of the day,
I never think about it. Bill's got a pool.
4 in the morning, baby.
What does Bill's house look like? He's never there.
I'm in so much trouble when I get home.
Got some bad weather coming. Be careful tomorrow night. But listen, get out. It's not supposed to come till later. Get out. MHS, I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I want to say. Alice in Wonderland, the Fine Arts Department, their latest production over at the high school. I believe it starts at 7 p.m. We'll put some more information on the Facebook about that. But get out, support Methuen wherever you can. Good things going on all around the community.
And we're looking for a couple more 6th, 7th, and 8th grade basketball players for Unified Sports. We're potentially at 2 teams. We got other towns. This is catching on.
Yeah.
As far as the youth unified piece. So just come take a look, talk to one of us, reach out, go, MethuenYouthBasketball.com is the website. Reach out to Dan LaBelle or myself, you contact him, he'll reach me. It's something that we want more kids. We know there's way more kids out there that are not participating in youth sports for multiple reasons. We get it. We're going to create a basketball-like program that is for any players that want to come out and try, and we're very accommodating. The people that are running this know what they're doing. We have, I have 20 years experience in collaborative and special ed and special needs kids, and Joel Ferretra is one of the workers. Joel is, just as many years in Special Olympics, all sports, and there's a lot of people that know what we're doing, and we want to make sure that your kids are represented and a part of something it's going to be fun and no pressure. You don't have to make a foul shot. You don't have to make a layup. What you have to do is come willing to just meet other kids and have a good time.
It's not too early to start padding your college application either.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
All right, want to give a couple shout-outs before we get out of here. Bada Bing's, you in the mood for some otherworldly pizza and calzones? Want the best cheesesteaks and steak tips in the Merrimack Valley? Get over to see John and Tanya at Bada Bing. It's a great place to watch the game at the Bada Boom Lounge next door as well. Patriots game this weekend. Check. Actually, no, they're on bye. Jeez.
It's all right.
What's Sunday going to be like?
Rookie mistake.
Awful.
Hey, I'm in Worcester at a cheering competition.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect timing.
Right?
Perfect timing.
Hey, well, listen, they'll still have the NFL games on. Check them out at 32 Hampshire Street. It's not your ordinary pizza joint, and the crew goes above and beyond for the kids of Methuen. For every customer they serve. Check out their menu at badabingmenu.com. Cannot thank the folks over there enough.
Just to go and be in a place that has 50 some odd people or whatever the fire code limit is, because they never go over that. They really don't. And to see Tanya run the bar and the floor by herself,
precision
is amazing.
Yeah,
and by the way,
it's a sight to see.
She doesn't take any notes.
No.
So when she goes to a table of 5 and you order food, there is no pad, there is no pen. She goes right to the register, plugs it all in. The restaurant gets the ticket.
Never been wrong at either.
And she doesn't.
Orders never been wrong.
She doesn't make a.
That's a
She
pro.
does not make a mistake at all, and she could just as easily take a 6'5" guy and, have them not be there anymore. She's tough as nails. Doesn't need to do that. It's a family place. I kid. She's just awesome.
Get ready to buy or sell your home? You need a realtor that will quarterback your sale from listing to closing. Jennifer Canaan is the realtor that gets it done, serving you for all your real estate needs. She's a member of the Century 21 Northeast Luxury Homes and Estates team and is an expert on the New Hampshire and Massachusetts home market. Put her expertise to work for you. Call Jennifer at 978-360-6145. Jennifer has been a huge lifelong supporter of Ranger Nation, and we are proud to have her part of Ranger Nation Radio as well. And I will be calling Canaan and Percone, just so you know, Jen. I've got some winter things we want to button up with Canaan and Percone. So another supporter, a huge supporter of Ranger Nation. So I think that's it.
It was nice having Matt here for kind of a fall wrap up. And he probably could have talked for another 45 minutes about all the other coaches and things that are going on. And that part of it's amazing to me, how many extra things these coaches do without any recognition whatsoever.
Absolutely. All right. That's it for this edition of Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care. Share the show. We're on demand online on the Loop Weekly Facebook, on loopweekly.com, on YouTube, Periscope, which is Twitter, and Facebook. Listen, share the show too. Please share the show to as many friends. We need it. We want to get as much exposure out there to the show as possible. So share the show, and we're like we said, we're taking next Wednesday off for the holiday, but we will be back at it. I don't even know what the date is, but we'll be back at it in 2 weeks, talking.
Have a great Thanksgiving and travel safely.
The 28th, Lou says. So, Looped In Live, we are actually doing the show tomorrow, I believe. You're good, I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay, we're good. 11 a.m. Thursday, the return of Looped In Live. And then Saturday, we're back on Saturday, MVC Gridiron Weekly. We will preview all of the Thanksgiving shows. So
it's going to be a monster show.
Absolutely. Wicked awesome. All right. Have a great week, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving from the folks at Ranger Nation Radio, presented by AFC Urgent Care. 'Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket.